All right. We wanted to do it yesterday, but I'm going to do it today. And there's a couple good news stories today. We're going to cover about Genomic and Dual later on, too. But first, we're going to start on this about Audrii Cunningham's body found, a family found facing capital murder. Yep. Audrii Cunningham's body was found Tuesday in the Trinity River near US 59. Family friend Don Stephen McDougall is facing capital murder charge. I hope they get the motherfucker the chair, fry his ass, sorry ass.
Him is over, but the search for answers is just beginning.
The body of the 11-year-old who had been missing since last Thursday was found in Polk County today. Her remains were pulled from the Trinity River near Highway 59. The Harris County Medical Examiner will now determine the exact cause of her death.
Capital murder charges are expected to be filed at any moment against Don Stephen McDougall, a friend of Audrii's family and now the prime suspect in her death.
We have live team coverage beginning with Marcelino Benito with more on today's developments and what's next. Marcelino.
Let's say to Polk County.
Glenn and Mia, tonight the community came together here at the VFW for a vigil. Our cameras were not allowed inside. This community, this town is in shock, still very much grieving and heartbroken over what happened to this beautiful little girl. 6 days of searching for Audrii Cunningham came to a tragic end.
But at this time, I sadly announce that Audrii's body was located at the Trinity River on the U.S. Highway 59.
Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons making an announcement this afternoon the community was bracing for since Thursday when they realized Audrii never made it to her bus stop in the morning.
My heart aches with this news, and I express with my deepest sympathies and condolences to everyone who knew, who cared for, and loved Audrii.
Family and friends are devastated.
It's heartbreaking to see my friend hurt.
Now attention turning to justice for Audrii. The Polk County District Attorney says Don Stephen McDougall, a family friend who lived in a trailer behind the family home and the last person to see her alive, is the prime suspect in her death.
At this time, we believe the appropriate arrest warrant is going to be for capital murder in the death of Audrii Cunningham.
McDougall is already in custody for an unrelated charge. Investigators say cell phone analysis, videos, and some conversations with McDougall helped them pinpoint areas of interest where they found the 11-year-old. The Polk County Sheriff says they also asked the Trinity River Authority to lower the river level to help in the search.
Whether or not Mr. McDougall gave us information on lowering the river or not to be able to locate her, that's information that we do not want to release at this time.
Tonight, inside VFW 8568, a private vigil to mourn Audrii. Her family were told in attendance. The community coming together to show their support as they grieve Audrii's death.
They did a great job. They brought her home. Cassie can get closure that she needs, and the rest of the family as well.
And tonight, Audrii's body is at the Harris County Medical Examiner's office, where an autopsy will be conducted to determine just how she died. Those details will be critical as this case moves along and is prosecuted. Prosecutors telling us tonight that the death penalty could be on the table in this case. Now, my colleague Maria Aguilera is just a few miles away from me down the road at the Polk County Jail. She's been taking a closer look at the suspect's troubling criminal history. Maria.
Marcelino, we're told McDougall is in the Polk County Jail here behind me. He's been here since Friday when he was booked on an unrelated charge, and it's not the first time he's been arrested. According to court records, McDougall has a lengthy criminal history. This is where officials tell us 42-year-old Don Stephen McDougall admitted he had been around the time of Audrii's disappearance, the Trinity River near US 59. And although it's one of several places McDougall said he had been, we're told he has not confessed to anything related to her death. But tonight, we're learning much more about why he was booked into the Polk County Jail Friday on an unrelated charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. According to court documents, McDougall stabbed a man in the back with a knife last August after McDougall asked for help claiming his car broke down. Then on Friday, records show that same victim went back to officials after learning McDougall was suspected to be involved in Audrii's disappearance. That's when McDougall was arrested on the assault charge. Records show he has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2001. Back in 2007, he was convicted of enticing a minor with intent in Brazoria
Whoa.
County. It's a
What the
charge that
fuck?
did not require him to register as
Definitely
a
a
sex
creep.
offender. And he has 3 assault cases, according to records, out of Liberty and Harris County. One for allegedly headbutting an officer,
Tyson,
another for
Myers?
allegedly
Shit.
threatening a man with a
Sorry,
knife,
Allison,
and
catch
one
this
for
motherfucker.
allegedly hitting a man in the back of the head with a pipe. Now, the Polk County DA's office says they're going to charge McDougal with capital murder in connection to Audrey's death. Today, officials said they have substantial evidence to link McDougal to Audrey's death. Of course, we'll continue to follow this case and bring you the latest. Live in Polk County, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
Waiting for it to all come together. Such a tragic story, after all. Maria Aguilera tonight, thank you. Today, Livingston ISD paid tribute to Audrey on Facebook, saying their hearts go out to the entire community during the heartbreaking loss of the 5th grader. The district says counselors are available to students who may be struggling. You can read the full statement and get the latest on the investigation on our website, khou.com.
But wait, there's more. Of course there is.
Audrey's body was located at the Trinity River on the U.S. Highway 59.
A tragic end to a disappearance that made national headlines. The body of 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham was found in the Trinity River yesterday. And tonight, the community is invited to honor the life of Audrey with a candlelit memorial.
And while the community mourns, investigators have a long road ahead of them. Our Ugochi Iloka is live along the Trinity River at Highway 59, where Audrey's body was found. Ugochi, you have been on this story for a few days now, and we were all hoping they were going to find her safe and sound, but sadly, that's not the case after yesterday's announcement.
Yeah, Kimberly and Steph, that is the case. People were really praying that Audrey Cunningham would be found safe, and sadly, that just did not happen. However, we do know that even though the Livingston ISD 5th grader's body was recovered, there's still so many questions this morning as to what happened to her. Right now, currently, her body is at the Harris County Medical Examiner's office, where they will have an autopsy to determine what exactly killed this young girl. Take a look. This is video of the area where Audrey's body was recovered there. It was located off of Trinity River under Highway 59, and Audrey went missing last Thursday, we're told, when she never made it to the bus stop. Now, the Polk County Sheriff says there was evidence collected through cell phone analysis that helped them locate the 11-year-old's body. Now, a private vigil to mourn Audrey's death was held last night in Livingston after authorities shared the next steps in Audrey's case.
We believe the appropriate arrest warrant is going to be for capital murder in the death of Audrey Cunningham.
And I express with my deepest sympathies and condolences to everyone who knew, who cared for, and loved Audrey.
It's heartbreaking to see my friend hurt.
Yeah, your heart goes out to everyone who knew Audrey and is dealing with this devastating news. Now, as for the suspect in this case, Don Stephen McDougal, who authorities have been questioning, Maria Aguilera has more on that.
The suspect in Audrey Cunningham's death is in jail on an unrelated charge that we're now learning more about. On Friday, 42-year-old Don Stephen McDougal was booked on an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge. According to court documents, McDougal is accused of stabbing a man in the back with a knife last August after McDougal asked for help, claiming his car broke down. It's not clear why he wasn't arrested then, but when the stabbing victim learned McDougal was suspected of being involved in Audrey's disappearance, he went back to investigators. That's when McDougal was arrested on the assault charge. Now, he'll be facing a capital murder charge for the death of Audrey.
I know this wasn't the situation anybody wanted, but it's bringing some closure, and now investigators can start piecing together what exactly happened.
And the cause of death. All right, we know these stories are hard to process and hard to hear, and it can be even harder to explain these kinds of tragedies to young children. So coming up at 6:30, we do have some helpful tips from...
Wait, there's even more. This is brand spanking news about less than 10 hours. So court documents has revealed disturbing new evidence in the death of Audrey Cunningham. Yeah, Don McDougal has been charged with capital murder in the death of 11-year-old Livingston girl who had been missing for 6 days. You know, and I heard that Predator's been covering this case too as well. Well, good on him. Amazed me, yeah, because Predator lives in Polk County near Livingston, typical, you know. But it just makes you think. You think the Predator actually knew that the guy that killed her? Who knows?
Of 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham from Southeast Texas, 42-year-old Don Stephen McDougal, a man they called a family friend, is now charged with capital murder. McDougal lived in a trailer behind the family's home in Polk County and admitted to leaving with Cunningham on her way to school last Thursday. He does have a criminal past, including child enticement, but didn't have to register as a sex offender. Investigators found Audrii's body in the Trinity River yesterday. They said her body was found underwater, tied to a large rock. Tonight, a vigil was held for Audrii in her hometown of Livingston. If McDougal is found guilty of capital murder, he could get the death penalty.
How much you want to bet? I bet you $20 said that motherfucker probably raped her before he killed her and dumped her in the river. Like that sick fucker who's rotting in prison, facing charges when he sodomized, kidnapped Lindsey Baum back in 2009 and then dumped her off by Kittitas County.